I'm now live. Hey, look at me. Look at me. Got a little... This beard used to be blonde or brown when I had it. Now that I'm growing it out again, it looks a little whiter than I remember. Chip Bolt joined. Flying's Linda Sophia. Chip, good morning. Charlie Frey. Good morning from Northern California, April Maria. How are you? Hey, Farmer. Hello, Mitchell. Good morning to you. Thanks all for joining. This is exciting. 60 days without alcohol. Way to go. Congratulations. Hi, I'm Lou Fireman. I'm new here. Welcome. I'm new here too. Again, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. 174 days sober today. We could make this a little good afternoon from Pakistan. Salam. And I'm not even sure how to say that second word, but back to you, whatever that means. But thank you so much for joining. Again, my name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. I'm new to Instagram, so bear with me on this live experience. Be loving, being kind, be supportive. 3,000 days without alcohol. Well, that's just amazing. And good for you, and congratulations. Good morning from Armenia. What an international audience we get on Instagram. And again, I'm new to Instagram. Ish. I've had an account there for a couple of years, and I don't know, about 3 weeks ago, for some reason, my account started growing pretty quickly. I've been doing a social media show for 5 years in one form or other, and one platform or other. Somebody from Salem, Massachusetts, or Chip just from Salem, Massachusetts. I feel bad for Salem, Massachusetts, because whenever I think of Salem, Massachusetts, I think of the witches, and other scary things. I'm sure that Salem, Massachusetts is a lovely place, and but it still reminds me a lot of, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. The witch trials or whatever. But and a lot of scary movies and creepy black cats and Halloweens and things. But we have a lot of people hopping in from all over the world, which is neat. And again, I've been doing this show for about 5 years, and on different social media platforms. And for the last 2.5 years, I've been going live every morning on TikTok. And not every morning, but a lot of mornings. And my growth, honestly, on TikTok's kind of stagnated. And I'm just a bit older. Good morning. Tim hopped on. Tim or Kim, I'm enjoying my coffee in Ohio. We're from the same era. I'm just a bit older, 60 years old this fall. Well, you got 4 years on me. I had 2 older brothers that you would have gone to high school with. And I appreciate you joining and drinking your coffee. And you guys are so wonderful. You're so wonderful. It's almost a problem. Flying Marcius asked, which university did I go to? I went to the University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana. And I graduated in 1990 with a degree in finance. But wait, hold your horses. We're all so excited, and I'm getting so excited. Because honestly, my point was, to my long-winded story, is I wasn't sure what platform to hop on live today. And maybe I should get another phone or get my computer set up or what have you. Because I'm getting so much great connection here on Instagram. I thought I would miss the conversation that was created over on TikTok. But I'm happy to be here. I feel very welcome here, and I want to thank you for helping me grow my page so quickly on this platform. And good morning to you all. But this isn't just a show about me getting my introduction done. For those that have been watching a while, you know it is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And I want to get to it while it's still hot. So my hope is that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, that you have a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh, it's the Starbucks Cinnamon Dolce. It's the Starbucks Cinnamon Dolce, and that's probably what I'm going to be drinking at least for the next week. Good morning. At least for the next week. Because we're running really low on varieties of coffee at my house. We got a couple bags of Cinnamon Dolce, and we got a dark roast from Aldi, the store Aldi, that I'm not that excited about drinking. But every morning when I get up and I open up the bag of Cinnamon Dolce and pour the grounds into the coffee pot or coffee maker, makes me smile a little bit. And smiling when you're starting your morning's a really good thing. So I'm going to have another sip of coffee. Vermont blend right now. I've never tried Vermont blend. I've never been to Vermont, but I bet it's lovely. Mortgage Zeus asked, whole bean? No, it's not the whole bean. I've never been a fan. I'm sure if you're for a guy with a coffee mug, hello from Pakistan, that says coffee with Ken, I should probably be more of a coffee purist than I am. But honestly, I don't have a coffee grinder. I don't like the noise that makes. I live in a home with my 2 little babies and 3 other children. Hello from Japan. And just the thought of me grinding coffee early in the morning makes me laugh, thinking about the whole house going bah to the sound that it makes. You know what I'm talking about? They should design a quieter coffee grinder. Or just, I should keep buying it the pre-ground. So, I'm going to have another sip, and then I'm going to get into a story or two that I have for you. But again, I'm new over here on Instagram. I'm enjoying it. I'm appreciative of this platform. I have fun watching it grow. I end up reposting these videos on other social media platforms. Again, my name's Ken Tracy. I'm a 55-year-old guy who has had a lot of highs and lows in his life, has struggled with some mental health issues most of his life in terms of anxiety and stress and fear and worry. And maybe just a little bit overactive mind. And because of that, I started talking to my phone about 5 years ago on Facebook, on a different social media platform, and sharing my thoughts on Saturday mornings. And my audience just started growing and connecting and appreciating, I don't know, my frankness. Because a lot of people post pictures of, them on vacation on a beach or drinking a cocktail or having a good time, and I used social media as a tool to spread awareness for a bunch of things, and most importantly, the awareness that we all have our challenges and we all have our struggles. And I think one of the risks of watching social media, if you're sitting at home and you're alone, and it's a holiday, and you're watching all these families post pictures of these big events, and or you're struggling out there in any way, it's easy to try and keep up with the Joneses or compare your life to others. And it doesn't make a lot of sense to compare your life to others when you're only seeing the outside of what's happening. You're only seeing the car they drive and the house and that moment when they're getting in and walking in from the driveway to their home, or that brief second where you see them walking their dog by your house or what have you. But one thing I know by doing this show is that we all have our issues and we all have our struggles, and no matter how happy the neighbors look, we all struggle with stuff, and we all struggle with sometimes the inner demons and worries and fears. And just knowing that, and I'm not one that is misery loves company, because I'd rather none of us be miserable. I'd rather us all be smiling and happy and what have you. But just knowing that it's not just me, and it's not that God punished me and gave me these fears and these anxieties, has helped me over the last several years. And a lot of things have helped me talk about sobriety a lot. Don't want to make this a show about sobriety because that would be boring. But 2.5 years ago, I realized I was struggling in a lot of areas in life. And one area that was so obvious to me was the fact that I was drinking alcohol and smoking pot every day. And I figured, hey, let's just remove this from the equation and, kind of start new. And that's what I did. And my journey continues. So, what else? I don't know. I got distracted for a moment. But somebody asked thoughts on the eclipse. I don't really have any thoughts on the eclipse. I understand there's going to be one early next week. It's April 5th today, and I feel horrible if I didn't say happy birthday to my beautiful second daughter, Morgan. She's a beautiful, sweet girl with a kind smile and a kind soul and a athletic body, and she's on the track team and gymnastics team, and she cheers in the fall, and it's her 15th birthday today, and I love her so very much. And not sure if I'm going to get to see her. She was supposed to have a track meet today, her and her big sister. We're supposed to have a track meet, but it's a little they canceled it yesterday, which bums this divorced dad out, because as my it's tough being divorced. I could talk about that. I think that would be a really helpful niche, but I struggle with niches, and I like to talk about whatever's on my mind. But anyway, as a divorced dad, when my girls started getting older, I'd see them less and less. They, have activities and sports and friends and even boyfriends. And Dad kind of fell down the priority list, and that was tough on this dad because my love for him hadn't changed, and I had to somehow, some way, learn to accept the fact that because of my marital situation that they were leaving the nest a little earlier than I wanted and was ready for, and so it's been hard, but I've learned to deal with it as best I can, because a lot of times life can be hard, and we got to deal with things as best as we can. So I was super excited to see him today at their track meet, but then I found out yesterday it got canceled by the cold, so wah, 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 wah. Let's have a little more coffee. That's tough, but probably healthy. Yeah, I'm sure. They're both doing great. They're both doing great, and that's, what's most important. It's hard not being a little bit selfish, though. It's hard not being a little, I don't know if it's selfish, but you think you matter in your kid's life. And suddenly when they're, just, I don't know, going on, and I'm going, hey, remember Dad, I still miss you. I still love you. Where are you? I know they love me, and I know they're doing well, and that gets me through whatever the tough feelings. But I get to laugh about it right now. A couple of years ago, I promise you, I wasn't laughing about it. I do want to talk about something I think is kind of funny, although not funny, kind of frightening to me. I started working out again. I'm 55 years old. I started working out pretty consistently and hard 7 months ago. I joined a Planet Fitness, and during that time I went and got my knee examined by a doctor. I got a bad right knee. He had me taking some Advil to help with the aches and pains, and so I bought a bottle. He actually gave me a prescription of super strength Advil or ibuprofen or what have you. And I bought a bottle to kind of take it and help my knee pain for a while. And the bottle ran out a few days ago. And I've been working out, still struggling with occasional aches and pains as you get when you get older. But I went to the gym yesterday after not taking Advil for 2 days. And I had to stop halfway through the workout. I had shooting pains in my arms and right now still my whole body hurts. And, I don't know. I thought maybe I'd found the fountain of youth in my bottle of Advil, and I got to do some research, and I got to figure out how unhealthy it is to take, I don't know, ibuprofen or Tylenol or aspirin on a daily basis, because I found such great peace and health and goodness and environment and so much good for me about going to the gym. And I went yesterday hoping to blow off some steam and get a good workout and, feel great. And instead I'm doing curls and I'm going, oh, my arm hurts so bad. It's not that I'm not strong enough. Chip says it's not good for you long term. Have you tried a good chiropractor? No, I haven't. And that's what I was worried, that it wasn't good for me long term. But I got to do something. Because I want to keep working out. And I don't think it'd be possible given the aches and pains. And there was a period for about 10 years where I was active in yoga. But that's neat. My life kind of got a little too busy for yoga, and that's not a good excuse to stop going to yoga. That's probably the reason you need yoga. But just taking an hour plus to do this gentle workout, and the breathing, all good things, all important things. But I was desiring to get a good workout, a little fast forward the workout. So maybe, just maybe, I'll have to look back into yoga or what have you. But I'm concerned that I will not be able to keep lifting weights like I have been without the help of an anti-inflammatory or whatever Advil is. Because again, I was curling the dumbbell and it wasn't even, I was just trying to warm up and this motion hurts so bad. And again, it wasn't a hurt, there's hurt so good, the kind of pain you get, that you want to get when you're working out. But this wasn't a hurt so good feeling at all. So I'm a little concerned about that. So when concerned, you know what I do? I drink some coffee. But it's Friday morning. I'm looking forward to my day. The sky is getting a little bit lighter over my left shoulder. I don't know if it looks like my left shoulder to you guys or not, but it's getting a little lighter. I was able to sneak back to our sunroom this morning without needing to take my dog Holly for her walk yet. A lot of times she insists on, before I get my coffee show started, a lot of times I'll have to take Holly out, but she must be tired today, and she's still sleeping in her bed. And I'm looking forward to getting my day started, but before I probably get my next cup of coffee, I'm going to have to take her for a spin and let her do her thing outside and sniff some stuff. And hopefully the sky is clear, and hopefully I'll be able to see a few stars still up in the sky. Although, again, the sky is lightning, so I might have missed that window. And but I'm looking forward to my day. Mortgage Zeus, that's a long subject. And one asked if I'm remarried. I got remarried. I got divorced again. I'm twice divorced. And my second wife and I are trying our best to reconcile and work things out. And it's been challenging and difficult and painful and hard, but awesome in the same sense, in that we have two beautiful little babies that I'm getting to spend a lot of time with, that if we weren't trying to work things out, I wouldn't be able to pull them out of bed and kiss them every night as I lay them down to bed. Yeah. Our two girls are a freshman and sophomore in college, 6 hours away. My wife is happy to see them grow up, but I've never celebrated that they are gone more at home. But I have never celebrated that they are gone more at home. I don't understand, but they are so sweet. Well, Tim, I appreciate you sharing and relaying a little bit of the another man's experience as his daughters grow up. Because, it was really hard for me. I'll tell you what, divorce is hard. And I don't think most men realize going into a divorce how hard it is. I know I didn't. And yeah, just not having your kids there every day was an amazingly tough experience for me. An amazingly tough experience and a soul-crushing experience, and one that, I don't know, probably led me on the path to Coffee with Ken, because I needed to share the struggles and the challenges of being a divorced dad and missing his kids. And I don't know. I feel good when I'm able to love on things. You're going to make fun of it, but I'm going to just say I sleep with a teddy bear. I like cuddling. I'm a lover, not a fighter, unless I get backed into a corner tight enough. But I have a lot of love to give, and if I don't have anywhere to put it, I feel out of sorts. And again, I cuddle and hug and tell my babies I love them, and my big girls I hug them and tell them I love them as often as I can. But I think you need to learn to find other places to put that love. And whether you're spiritual, if you're spiritual, you'll I don't know, love the Lord or love Jesus or love the universe. If you're not, maybe you need to learn to love yourself. And yeah, I think that's a good place to start, learning to love yourself. And it's something I've been working on and struggling with, and part of my journey that is life. So, yeah. I don't know how much I have for you today. My coffee's running low. It's getting cool. Again, I go live on various social media platforms. I've been playing around, doing it live on TikTok for over the last 2 years, but I thought I'd hop on live this morning on Instagram and just see how it goes, see what the interaction was, see if I could build up an audience here, because the questions you guys throw out help me keep talking. And it's kind of my version of a podcast, but I don't take calls. I just kind of, engage with you. And thank you for joining Mortgage Zeus. Mortgage Zeus, I don't know if you know, I was a realtor for 17 years, and maybe that's how you found my page. But I talk a lot about real estate from time to time. I tell you what, I do not miss real estate at all. At all. I was a realtor for 17 years and did fairly okay. I think my record year was, I don't know, I think I did like 150 something thousand in commission. And after my split, I'll just tell you, because it doesn't, I might as well, I think I made $108,000 was my record year. You know, that's pretty good. It's certainly more than I'm making now. And I was talking to my buddy yesterday, or a buddy that I hadn't seen in a while, and he goes, well, you ever think about getting into real estate? No, I hated it. I don't know if I really hated it. There's a lot that's good about being a realtor. I liked the fact that it was running my own business, and I think the flexible schedule was good for me, and that I was my own boss. But outside of that, the feeling that every person I met on the street or at a party or at Starbucks was a potential client and also looked at me as a salesman, I just didn't like. And for a guy that likes to really get to know people and really gets to, doesn't want any barriers between us, I felt being a realtor for me was a barrier to intimacy with the world. Because, I don't know, I always had the real estate hat in my back pocket. And I didn't want the real estate hat in my back pocket. Thanks, Tim. Have a great day. So yeah, no, I don't miss real estate at all. I would imagine the market's very challenging right now. There's just no homes for sale around where I live. And I know there's no new rules on realtors as well. And I wonder how I'm sure they're going to find a workaround for that. But I think it might change the business, and I don't think it would be bad. Would be bad. Mortgage Zeus says, hard to have sincere interactions when you need sales. I don't even think, you didn't want to You couldn't talk politics. You couldn't talk religion. I'm able to be a little more open on this show because I didn't want to offend anybody. You know, you're worried about offending people, and that was weird. But for me, I think the world, even though I'd go into a party, I'd go to a friend's house and he had people over and everybody asked how the real estate market was. And, they knew you were a realtor, which is good. And I know those are all opportunities to market or spread yourself or show how smart you are. But sometimes when I'd go to a party, I just wanted to be a guy at the party. I didn't want to be asking real estate questions. And I brought this story up before. I was at church on Christmas with my two daughters and with a friend's family, and a woman in the pew in front of us was talking about moving, and my friend's son said, "Hey, if you need a good realtor, Mr. Ken here's a awesome realtor with a lot of experience." And while I so appreciate the referral and the introduction, it was Christmas, I was at church, and I was with my two daughters that I so cherished the time with, and I didn't want to be talking real estate with a woman in the pew in front of me. And I think at that point there, I didn't know it at the time, but that might have been the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back, where I said, hey, I just don't want to be this anymore. And I want to find something new. And I started pouring myself into content creation and growing my platforms, and started getting monetized a little bit about a year back. And I still barely make any money doing it. And I don't do it for the money, but it would be nice to be able, because I do put a lot of work into this. It would be nice to do this full time and share my little stories and hopefully talk about sobriety or mental health or real estate or divorce or relationships or financial highs and lows. And hopefully my stories can benefit somebody out there that's going through a hard time. And that's my hope. So one more sip of coffee. Thank you, Mortgage Juice. I'm constantly reinventing myself. And I'll tell you, at 55, it's harder. Your dreams are different. When you're 21 or 25 and you're just graduating college, you're going to go to work. You're going to work super hard. You're going to impress the boss. You're going to move up. You're going to get money, you're going to get married, you're going to have a family, buy a house, go on vacation. Your life seems so laid out in front of you. But reinventing yourself at 55 when your dreams are different and what you value is different and what you find important in life is different, things change. And I've certainly changed with it. And my goals and dreams and wants and needs have changed. And I no longer have any desire to buy I used to go to the auto show every year, and I used to buy a new fancy car every year or two and squander money. And I just don't have any desire to do that anymore, really, And, things change and life changes. And, I don't know, you got to learn to change with it. So, it's my birthday today. Struggling with addiction. How do you deal with the I'll be missing out mentality? Well, Dan, what I'd tell you is, Dan, I used to sing happy birthday. And if you would have left it at your birthday today, first of all, happy birthday, Dan. It's your share of birthday with my daughter, Morgan. I used to sing happy birthday on my show, but you asked a serious question. And Dan said he's struggling with addiction. How do you deal with the I'll be missing out mentality? I would say don't deal with the I'll be missing out mentality. Just say, and I don't know what you're addicted to. I was drinking alcohol. I was drinking about 8 beers a day for 2/3 of my life for about 35 years. And I throw that out. I'm guessing, I'm averaging. I'm sure sometimes it was a hell of a lot more. And once in a while it was less. but I used to drink way too much and smoke pot every day. Um, I would say don't deal with the I'll be missing out mentality, because that's a longer term view that you don't need to worry about today. I would say this: don't even commit to never drinking it. Let's just say drinking again. Just say, I'm not going to drink today, and see how it goes. See how it feels. See how your day goes. 2.5 years ago was October 28th, 2021. I was having a horrid night with a lot of dark thoughts and stayed up all night, and they were really dark thoughts. And I said, maybe if I don't drink tomorrow, my thoughts won't be quite as dark. So I said, I'm not going to drink tomorrow. And I didn't drink tomorrow. And lo and behold, I'm 2.5 years in, and it's been 2.5 years of just not drinking. And honestly, I'm not taking it day by day, which is what they say to do. But I think it's important to take that first day just as a day. So I don't know if that answers your question, but you asked, how do I deal with I'll be missing out mentality? The only reason you're thinking about that is because you're thinking of a life without drinking, or a life without doing drugs, or whatever you're addicted to. Don't even look at it as a lifetime decision today. Just look at it as you're not going to do it today. And I talk about eating an elephant a lot on my show. How do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? A lot of times I live with 5 kids in the house, and our house can get pretty messy. If I thought about cleaning every room, I'd probably lay on the couch cuddled up in fear going, I can't do it, it's too much. But you do it one bite at a time, and suddenly the dishes are done, or the laundry's put away, or the bathroom's clean, or what have you. And the same's true with most hills you got to climb. And addiction is just a hill you got to climb. Do it one bite at a time and say, hey, I'm not going to commit to never doing that vice again, but I'm going to commit to not doing it today, and see how it goes. Check in on my show tomorrow and tell me how you feel. I'd love to, know how it goes for you. For me, it's pot. Okay, seems so innocent, but when I don't do it, I feel the same, and sobriety seems boring. Maybe it isn't, right? Dan, I tell you what, so many people smoke pot and think because it's natural and it's God's weed and it's God's gift. I will tell you, just because it's natural doesn't make it okay. And I was hooked on it too. Just commit to not doing it today. Just commit to not doing it today. The one nice thing about that is you're probably not physically addicted. You're mentally addicted, and your day might be boring, and it's your birthday. And I'll tell you what, if it's your birthday and this is going to be horrible advice, I might give horrible advice. Maybe don't quit today. But the problem is, I know for me, when I used to smoke pot, I don't know. I ended up it stopped working. It just stopped working. I'd smoke and it'd feel kind of good in the morning, and then I'd smoke some more and I'd barely notice a difference, and I'd smoke the rest of the day. And, I was longing for a high that wasn't there anymore. And your body gets used to it. And it's just something you do. And it doesn't even feel good anymore. And you kind of sit on the couch going, did I get a good hit? Am I really high? Did that work? Maybe I should get a new strain of weed. And it's a vicious cycle. And I would strongly recommend putting it down. And just because it's natural doesn't make it okay. And again, it's just a drug like everything else. And I'd encourage you to put it down. Your life's going to be better. I don't miss it at all. I don't miss it at all. Because again, if you're doing it every day like I was, you weren't even getting a good high. And I guarantee I get so much hate from the pot smokers out there that defend it with all their might because it's natural and it's legal now in my state. But I'll tell you what, it's just a drug like any other. And it's also an excuse to do nothing with your life. And Dan, I promise you, your life is worth more than sitting on the couch, getting high and watching TV or whatever you're doing. And I used to do it all day, every day. And I promise you, that's not a good way to be. I promise you, that's not a good way to be. And one thing I know I've done really well in the last 2.5 years is stop smoking pot and stop drinking alcohol. I've still made a lot of mistakes over the last 2.5 years, but I can say it with a lot of pride that I haven't done either, and I've barely been tempted over the last 2.5 years. And just going to bed every night, feeling some pride about that has been life-changing for me. And Dan, I promise you, it'll be life-changing for you. So yeah. Anyway, it's Friday morning. I've been talking. I don't know how long I've been talking. What about the guys that think they can be productive on pot? Is that wild? No, I think you can be fairly functioning. But even if you're productive, and yeah, I could clean the house and I could do real estate, to be honest with you. I get the feeling, but the problem with it, productivity or no, isn't even the biggest issue for me. The biggest issue with pot and alcohol was you couldn't be in the moment. I couldn't be in a conversation. I couldn't be watching my kids' I mean, I don't even have a kid that ever played baseball, but I couldn't be in the moment. I couldn't be enjoying Thanksgiving dinner because I wanted to go out to the garage and smoke pot. And no matter what you're doing, you're always going, hey, should I go have another hit? I know that was the way it was for me, and I bet it is for other people. I bet it is for other people. And if you're always wondering when you should have your next hit or next beer, or do you have enough weed in the garage or enough beer in the fridge, you're not in the moment, you're not enjoying life, you're not loving the people you're with, and probably most importantly, you're not loving yourself. So, yeah. But anyway, thank you so much for joining. It's Friday morning. I've enjoyed this on Instagram. Maybe I'll hop on live again here because this is the platform that seems like it's growing the quickest for me. And I like to go live every morning whenever I wake up and get my coffee started. Oftentimes it'll be 5:30 my time. Sometimes if I'm lucky, I sleep in. But rarely, I don't sleep in that much. But I want to thank you guys so much for joining. I really appreciate you and all the interaction. And, again, the experience of going live on this platform, it's been great. I am going to go get another cup of coffee. I am going to take my dog Holly for a walk. I am going to bring my little babies down and love on them this morning. And I'm looking forward to my day. And I hope you're looking forward to your day. I hope your week is going well. I hope you're feeling good. Dan, I hope you have a happy, happy birthday. Yeah, I hope you're feeling good. Hope you're loving yourself. I hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.